Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to not Mario 64, Madden 2002. Today, the LA Life travel to this is Cowboy Stadium in Dallas. There we go. To take on the Dallas Cowboys, as they would. I'm gonna fix my playbook here. That was what helped in the last game. Granted, that did change the audibles to something that one of the plays really just didn't work. But it worked for the most part otherwise, so that's what I'm going to stick with. I am recording this concurrently with me playing the game, as that is what I prefer to do in many situations. In some situations, I like to do the opposite. This week I'm going to do this because this, well, it's not a special occasion. This is a game I really do want to win to make up for instance, look at that. That was all you needed to see right there, that comparison between us and the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys in white, Emmitt Smith and halfback in the latter years of his career. And both teams are wearing white. That's what Madden would sometimes do. Both teams wearing white. How often does Dallas win? Well, okay, this is going to be confusing as hell for the rest of the game. But oh well, just know us as the team with the red trim on the shoulders. Know them as the team with the blue somewhere in their uniform. And that will be the... How often... Okay, oh wow, that was a terrible kick. Anyway, as I was saying, how often does Dallas really play, not just win in their blue uniform? I maybe see them once per year, like really once per season. I don't even remember them at all last year in blue. I mean, because outside of traveling to other places where they typically wear white, like Tampa, that's about it. I can't think of another team that typically wears white. Hey, Seahorn making that. That was good breakup there on Joey Galloway. Really, technically, they beat us in wide receiver. I guess they have Joey Galloway. I don't know who their other really great receivers are. I'm going to go check that right now just because. I guess, okay, I guess you can't do that there. Coaching strategies, maybe? There we go, yes, okay. Cowboys. You can hear. Yeah, okay. Joey Galloway, Rocket Ismail, Wayne McGarity, Jason. Okay, I don't know any of these guys. Jackie Harris. Okay. So I don't remember all those guys. I guess Joey Galloway was a lot better than I remember. Not good enough not to go into the expansion draft, though, because he played the next couple of years with the Houston Texans. Was really their best player for their first couple of years, if I remember correctly. I could be totally wrong. Seahorn making that play, too. That's how you do it, Jason. That's his first name.
When you get penetration like that, it's very hard for the offense to get positive yardage.
Sound off on my TV so you don't hear an echo. This is real. Only the realist. Oh man, we almost got the pick with Seahorn too. So that was almost an entirely Seahorn driven 3 and out right there. That's impressive. All right, so we are starting things off well. The only thing we have to do now is score. I would say score early and score often. Oh, this might be a bad thing that I'm picking this up. Or maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, okay. Well, that could have been worse. That could have been better. I don't know how it really could have been better. But it could have been worse. Could have been much, much worse. For instance, I could have fumbled. I could have muffed the return. Rondane getting the start. Camella in charge of making a hole. He kind of did, but I'm not going behind him, so I got a couple yards anyway. That's good. How about we go to, let's go to Camella here, I guess. Camella's going to make his own holes. He don't have no Rondane to give him protection. Well, that's, alright, 3rd and 5. So, crunch time. We go to Madden, see what he wants. Whatever he wants. In 2001, it was actually just Ask Coach, I think. Oh, Tiki's back in the game. I don't know where we're going to go. Let's see. Here we go. Troy Campbell over the middle, and Vic kind of overthrew that, unfortunately.
He just threw that pass too hard. The receiver might have caught up with the ball if he used a little more touch. Punt it away.
What if I went for it? We're not in a terrible position to go for it. Might give us a little bit of a strategic advantage, but the strategic advantage we would get from going for it would help us far, far more than punting ever would. It's only really helpful if, punting would only really be the decision if we admitted that we weren't going to get anywhere with this. There we go. Hilliard, catch that. There you go. That's how you do that. That was the offensive line doing well, and that was the Dallas defense not doing well. A combination of two things we want to see happen in this game. 1 for 2, 27 yards. That was a 27-yard play. There we go. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And plus, we got it to... oh, damn. Yeah, Camilla really couldn't catch up with whoever that linebacker was there, as it appeared. That was a strategic run to the right there, as most of our blockers are there. But granted, that also set up the inevitable everybody knows where you're going to run thing that happens when you put two blockers on the same side of the field. Nobody... Okay, that corner over there is not covering anybody. That shows me it's going to be a zone. Which means I'm going to go deep, I think. I don't know how to beat a zone. I know how to beat man. Oh, shit. Ah, damn, I should have bolted to him. Damn. He was wide open there for a second. I lofted. I did a... I just made a hand motion. You couldn't see that. God, what the hell word am I even looking for? I lobbed it to him. There we go. We got two guys streaking on the same side of the field. Does this imply... I don't know what this implies. It'll probably be Toomer that I throw to. Yeah, if anybody. At all. What if I go up with Ross? Then he might present a strategic event. He does! Hey! There we go. That's called reading the defense right there. That's what you do with -1 yards rushing. But our passing game is off the charts. It's quite on the charts, actually. 45 yards. That's very much on the... Or 46, whoever. I guess we'll get a Toomer here. Assuming he's open. Assuming he beats his guy. See, the hard thing is I can't see him really that well. But I saw him there. There we go. And we got a touchdown to start the game off against the Dallas Cowboys. A team we should have beaten already. Oh, damn, he was celebrating it up in front of the, right in front of the Cowboys faithful. And they're not going to like that for their new in-division rival. Of course, Morton Anderson back on the field goal on the PAT here. He kicks with his left foot. Most guys kick with the right foot. And that is right through the uprights. Kick is good. We're up 7-0. And we are not stopping here, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing on Sports of the Day. I can still technically call this Sports of the Day, because that's just what I call things where I ramble and play sports at the same time. Speaking of ramblings, NBA Finals are tonight. That's right. It feels like the NBA playoffs were over with the week of in-between time. By the way, that was a perfect kick there. There was a week between the conference finals ending and the NBA finals starting. In fact, only one of those, I think only one of those series even went to a Game 5, and that was the West. That was a series I actually thought would go to more games. I thought the Rockets would be able to extend it at least a little bit. They didn't. The Rockets kind of imploded. They looked a lot like the 2011 Los Angeles Lakers when they figured out they weren't going to win that series in that last game. Because it was just like anything goes, and whatever happens, happens. And anything happened, and that was that the Warriors just took it to them, and they just destroyed them. So I'm giving you analysis from over a week ago. I just, purely by the situation that the Atlanta Hawks were in, a number of issues. Having their best shooter out didn't help. Having Thabo Sefolosha out due to injury by law enforcement, and then having Horford injured due to injury by angry Australian man. It was, and then fourth just by being in Atlanta. I really feel okay. I feel that sometimes being situated in a certain city, being a team, weighs on a team so much that they fail in big moments. And we've seen this before with other teams. Oh wow, I was surprised to caught that. But other teams in big moments. I mean, especially notably the Minnesota Vikings would be the one team that I would define as being, you know, the idea of snake bitten, the idea that you are, that it kind of gets into people's heads that you're never going to win. I don't know that's what happened to the Hawks. The Hawks may not have been built for the playoffs. The playoffs are a place where, or rather are a setting, because I mean they're not a place, but the playoffs are a time of the year where you do need to have a really great player, and the team with the best player generally tends to win it out. I mean, there are instances, obviously the best team always, well, maybe not in every case, because there are times when I would say that the best team didn't win it, they just got in a bad situation. Let's say the 2007, I'm just saying, the Dallas Mavericks were probably the best team in 2007. 2007 was a bad year, and we should erase it from history in terms of the NBA, because that was the year of the classic Western Conference Finals between the Jazz and Spurs, where Andrei Kirilenko almost got to an NBA Finals, and then a young LeBron and nobody else on the Cavaliers got to an NBA Finals and got swept. So end of the first quarter, we're up 7-0 on the lowly Dallas Cowboys. 2-7, however, are the Cowboys. However, one of those victories being in Los Angeles. Now, the Hellron Bowl, as it is named, for reasons I forgot, has not exactly been the most fearsome of places this year. There has not been a home field advantage almost at all. In fact, I think we are better on the road than we are at home. Tiki, catch that shit, you motherfucker. Just getting the ball right in his hands and not pulling it into his body. So here we are punting, 4th and 6. I know it worked last time. You know what, it did work last time. Now that I think of it. Wish there was a way to fake the punt. But I guess not. No, I did call a real punt. That wasn't like me trying to cleverly hide the fact that I'm faking the punt. Okay. Touched it. And we're down at about the 8. There we go. Not bad. Oh, I can just kick it, too. That's fine. See how well that glitch would work. Anyway, what was I saying about playoff basketball? I believe that you need to have the team with the best player wins in the playoffs. At least wins in an individual playoff series. In many cases. Not in all cases. In many cases. I would say in most cases. For instance, last year, I thought the Pacers were a better team than the Heat were. However, I think the two best players in that series played for the Heat. In fact, and LeBron was really the big difference for the Heat in that series. It wasn't, you know, that Paul George was important in that series, but he wasn't the guy. LeBron played better than Paul George did that last series, and I think Paul George is a young guy who's coming up, and so he might eventually be the best guy in the series, but I don't think last year was his year. And in this year, I think Steph Curry was a better player than James Harden, and I would say kind of showed it. Hey, we got the interception. Quincy Carter threw into triple coverage. Guys named Quincy are few and far between, so I have to think for a second that I'm saying the correct Quincy after that. Quincy Morgan was a wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas State Wildcats for a couple of years. I think 3 years in K-State. One of the best receivers in K-State history, but not all that great of a NFL player. He did have one very memorable moment where he caught a Hail Mary from Tim Couch, which was a gain of yards from Tim Couch. So hey, that's one very important moment in his career as well. And then of course we got Quincy Carter, who's the quarterback of the Cowboys in this era. He was the guy before Bledsoe and really before Romo was the more important thing. Bledsoe was only there for a couple of years. Toomer. There we go. Wow, that was a good run. Or a good read, if I do say so myself. Tumor making some sort of dance. That's weird. He's having a good day. Good day today. There we go. That's how you get those words out. We got 98 yards total offense. We are just rushing. Running the offense. Okay, well. Couldn't really get inside. Couldn't get outside either. Maybe I should have actually tried to run it up the middle that time. That was a mistake. And I apologize deeply to my fans. But only to my fans. To nobody else. Not to Ron Dane. Not to the people of Los Angeles who are suddenly, you know, like, you know, the teenage girl in the high school sitcom. Like, oh my god, guys, don't fight over me. While 3 teams are trying to move into your city. 2 teams in the same division are trying to move into your city and allegedly share a stadium. 2 rivals. I mean, San Diego, granted, San Diego and Oakland haven't had a... Oh, that's a second touchdown for Amani Toomer there, by the way. And we are up by 2 touchdowns to 0 touchdowns. This is a bit of payback. I am not running the ball in the 4th quarter. If we're up by a lot, by the way. What was I saying? That's right. The Rams, Chargers, and Raiders all are trying to move back to Los Angeles. I guess that would be the second topic of the day if I had 5 topics written out. I don't. My previous one was the NBA Finals, and I am eventually going to come back around to the Finals again later, but I would love to see football back in Los Angeles. The only excerpt to that, the NFL's not going to let 3 teams move to the same city also. I mean, that's something that the NHL only has, and it's really only there in the NHL because they play in 3 different stadiums. The 3 of them. Well, yes, actually, still. They played in 3 different, like, major different parts. The Devils playing in Jersey, then the Rangers playing in Madison Square Garden, and then, of course, the Islanders playing on the island. That was a different... as much as one city can be different for 3 teams, that is certainly very different. Now, the... having 3 teams, of course, 2 that share the same stadium, and then 1 in, I think 1 in, like, Los Angeles proper. Okay, good. Cool. What was it, Garnes? Garnes playing well today. Having so many teams in one city, first of all, 3 football teams in the same city would be crazy. 2 is already weird. Like, to look at, really, it's just New York that has 2. I mean, Oakland and San Francisco both have 1, I guess, and you could call that having 2 in the same area. There we go, Seahorn. Make that play. Garnes and Seahorn currently are defensive MVPs. 3rd and 10. Maybe I should just go 3-4. Go a little soft here today. Going double up there. Anyway, 3 teams in the same city, which is not... wouldn't work, I think, as a fan base. It would get confusing, and then also just as... just like... yeah, it would suck to be an opposing team. I mean, going into the same city 3 years in a row. And I know LA is a big city, but that's all of a sudden, at this moment, I would love to be an LA football fan at this point. Because I'm going in to this city that, oh, shit. Oops. Should have called fair catch. I thought I had a couple more steps on him, really didn't. Anyway, if I lived in LA right now, and all 3 teams ended up moving, which they won't, but if they did, I would love to be in that predicament. Like, you could just get to pick which team you liked. And so the one that was immediately successful, which would probably be, by the time they moved, probably the, probably the Raiders by that point, because the Chargers are kind of, it would be 2 or 3 years down the road. We don't know how good Nick Foles is going to be in whatever the city's called, St. Louis, with the Rams, or I guess Los Angeles with the Rams. Yeah, if I had to guess, that would be the city that I would guess would be the one that ends up getting the team. Or the team that ends up going to the city the most would be the Rams. Because they already got land there, and their owner already owns a place there, and they're already going to build a stadium there. And the city of St. Louis doesn't seem to really give that much of a shit about the Rams. Go up with Hilliard here. We're just a air raid now. We're running that David Beatty offense. That's a regional joke. If you're not a fan of Kansas Jayhawks football team, you don't get the. KU football is going to run the air raid this year with our second string quarterback. Apparently, no running back or wide receiver. One pretty good tight end. That's going to be fun to watch. Anyway, oh shit. It doesn't matter. We're just okay. I guess not. I was going to say complete a sentence as the ball was in the air, and then I got so Camella just got pancaked or whatever you would say there. Handbrick having a good game. So I'm going to keep going with whatever Madden wants, because what Madden wants is... Okay, no, I'm actually not. I'm going to say that I'm doing something I'm not doing, and I'm running up the middle here and seeing what works. What worked was... okay, we're on our feet. 3rd and 9, better than 3rd and 10, better than 3rd and 17. It's another incomplete pass, because I would absolutely go straight down the field if I were to pass on that play. Ooh, maybe that'll work. No. Yeah, I thought somebody would get confused there. Nobody did. That was solid pass defense by the Dallas Cowboys. So I can either punt again or keep going for it. You know what? We've been in 4th down on this part of the field about 3 times already. It's worked once. We punted another time and it worked fine. And we're getting the ball back. So you know what? I don't know that they might get downfield in 50 seconds if they get the ball back. If they don't, then this was a great decision, and everybody's going to love me in the city of LA. Dixon, wide open. Dixon does not get past first down marker. All right. Whatever. Forget what the point I was trying to make was about football. I think LA would embrace football if it came back. I don't know how successful the team would be. I think the team would have to be successful for it, for them to really embrace it when it came back. But the old Raiders and the Raiders fans in the Coliseum, those were great. Back when the Rams were playing in Anaheim, they had the guys who wore watermelons on their head for whatever reasons. Rams fans are still around as well. They still seem to show up to Charger games every once in a while and be like, bring us a team to LA. And I think it just makes sense. It makes more sense for me because this is what happens with LA franchises. They move out or they move in and they say, okay, that was a mistake, we're coming back. I think that's what's going to happen with the Rams. Less so with the Chargers, even though, Garnes coming up with his 2nd interception of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, what's his name? Get that man a trophy. 2 passes intercepted with the same player. We're getting that Madden challenge. How do I go with the direct snap? I don't know that I can do that. I can't do that in this offense. The QB draw. QB draw, ladies and gentlemen. See how that works. See if we can get Mike Vick's feet going. They really haven't been going that well this game. So, and no, okay, we'll get like 4 yards. That's why we're gonna run the offense, the system. If we were, whatever his name is, Paul Westphal, the guy from the Showtime Lakers, the original Showtime Lakers. I'm saying, Toomer almost had that catch, dropped it. Oh, he does. I'm not going to fault a man with 2 touchdowns already on the game. Should have made that catch. I don't know why I was going to run there. I'm going to try to gain some yards here. That's what you got to do, is you got to make stupid decisions like this one. Sometimes. And I'm getting the pick from the ref. Or just throw deep to the fullback who makes the catch. Oh. And he's still on his feet. And he'll high step into the end zone. Right here in Texas Stadium. That's what it's called. The weird skyline thing. Skylight. God watching down on Craig Camella making a 66-yard touchdown pass from Mike Vick. That's right. That's how we do it. And in LA. If a team does move to LA and they change the name, well, then I would like there to be a fan vote, and I would like to at least put Life among the running, because I think it's a good name. That's not going to happen. However, I think it would be really funny if it did. If people were like, oh, that's a cool idea for a name. It doesn't really make sense, but, you know, I'm sure it didn't come from anything, and then I would know. So here we are, the end of the first half, and we are just taking it to the Cowboys of Dallas. We'll never win that, you know, we can't win that game back where we lost in overtime at home. We can't win that back. But we can at least try to put a little bit less of it on ourselves and feel good about ourselves at the end of the game and try to improve to 8-5. We're up 21-0 at the end of the first half. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.